Alright everyone, Shika Hokan here reporting for the battle. So, today we are back at new Gundam Breaker to showcase one of my build, maybe even a community suggestion build sometimes. And in today specifically I have built this Gunpla here during my live stream. Oh, it's pretty much as usual really. On Friday night-ish to Saturday morning, and during that night I made 3 different mobile suits. One of them is Christmas theme, one of them is just something with color code, which I kinda like it, but the one that kinda stands out in terms of how strong it is, okay, is this cool looking mobile suit here. This is, well, I named this ZX-13 Schere, or Talon in English, and this thing is bloody broken. Like, cooldown is even faster than the Dream Guardia before, or as Cherry want to call it, Kuma Pinku. Oh, that's a very cute name, to be honest. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just reminded that it's very cute, but it's pretty deadly and has pink lasers on that as well. Anyway, that bear was really powerful, right? This one is also really powerful, even though the plan was just making a Zaku looking unit. Well, I said it's Zaku looking unit, but as you can see, that head is a Zuda Head, which we'll talk about later. So yeah, it's really something, and we end up with a pirate-ish assassin theme. As you can see, a lot of black and silver and white color, and it's battle damage, and yeah, a lot of stuff's happened to this thing, that's for sure. Because this thing is the meanest look that I made on that day, and I really love it. Like, usually I don't really find black mobile suit nice, but sometimes it just good. Like, for example, the blades or the Gaia from Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny. Those two are really good, but one just got stabbed not completely stabbed by strike. The other, well, the pilot just become a Psycho Gundam. Was it Psycho? Psycho is from Zeta. I forgot what it's called on the suit, but it's that big black mobile suit that kinda awkward to use in my opinion, because it has a giant laser back. Yeah, it's weird. It's one of those designs that I kinda don't understand. I mean, Psycho Gundam is already pretty weird in my eyes. That one is even weirder because it has additional stuff on the back. But that's beside the point. So let's just showcase you what I have built here. So obviously, I pick up the balance frame because for a survival reason, mostly, but just want to keep this. Honestly, I just want to keep the speed, because if I use the striker frame, the speed is a lot lower, boost capacity is a lot lower. Mobility wise, striker frame is not that great, which is, well, not exactly a deal breaker, but I want a bit of speed on this thing because this thing has stealth, which I will show you which part that has that. But since this is balance frame, you can have one of those good abilities, and one of them that I unlock will be the melee weapon damage up and melee EX damage up, because this is actually a melee oriented mobile suit, but you're going to use the gun quite a lot. The sword was the very end of thinking, because, well, not really afterthought, but just kind of searching for, yeah, let's try to find something that looks like a pirate sword or something. Of course, we got the one from Crossbone Gundam, which is the Beam Zander. I forgot which mobile set that has this, but it's one of those crossbones. Is it X1? It's either X1 or X1 Kai, isn't it? Probably X1. Because X2 was using Lance, right? I mean, there are 3 crossbones unit. I kind of forgot which one used what. Forgot about X3 as well. I think X3 used the Zunbuster, so yeah, I guess this is the X1. Either way, I kind of forgot which one, but this is actually from Crossbone Gundam. It just looks like a cutlass, and that's why I'm using it. And I put on the Neo Zeon emblem to make it looks like kind of an ornamental looking thing. Maybe I could have done more, but that's already pretty good. Moving on, we have the Peacock Smasher, which is obviously from X3. And this looks like a crossbow, but in this case, this is actually a multiple barrel beam rifle. It just looks like a crossbow, that's it. And this thing has a really interesting move because as you can see there from the weapon quote-unquote skill, it's just a move set really, because this one is just Saber Combo and Saber Strike. This one has both Special Beam Shot and Special Beam Blast, which is a really unusual combination because usually most beam rifle type weapon will only has either beam shot or in this case or in this case bazooka shot or grenade shot if they have a grenade launcher. This one has an actual bazooka under it. I'm going to try to make that for something. Or you can have the beam shot and charge beam shot. That is the most common thing on beam rifle. You can see, yeah, there is some grenade shot as well, like this new beam rifle. But yeah, this one has special beam shot and special beam blast. So this thing, if you want to conserve some ammo, you actually use the special beam blast, which I'll show you why with that special beam shot later. Moving on, we have Zuda Head, and I added an ornament on that thing. Well, a horn. Make it looks like an actual Zuda Commander type, but I don't have the Zuda Commander type head. And this one has camera sensor, so you can activate it and detect every single enemy on your map, which is a really good addition. And for the body, I'm using the Sazabi body. This is a really nice silhouette in my opinion, because I'm trying to fit it with the leg first, because I pick up the leg first in this build, which I'll show you why. I mean, it looks like a regular Zaku legs, right? And the Sazabi body fits really well on it, and it has a diffuse mega particle cannon on the body, you can see there. And well, that thing doesn't do much aside from damaging your enemies a little bit, but that's about it really. But in terms of the cool lookingness thing, it just looks awesome because it's pretty similar to Zaku body, but not really. That's what I like about it. Moving on to the arm, we have the Dead Side Hell. This one gives a lot of defense, I think. Is it this one or the body? I kind of forgot. It's arm, isn't it? Yeah. If I change to Tolgis 2, it goes down to 270, which is 90 defense gone from the arm. This arm is really strong in terms of defense. But the skill is not that much really, but it can be pretty useful in this game because it's Hyper Jammer, which makes you go stealth. When you go stealth, all AI will just ignore you. I mean, it's gonna be for a short while, but you'll see why it's so broken later during a fight. Moving on to the leg, this is actually the first piece that started it all because I want to make, oh, you know what, let's try to make a Mono Eye build or a Zaku build, and well, I decided to go on with the Charles Aznabel's Zaku 2S because this is actually just Zaku 2 tuned up, and if you think about it, right, the Zaku 2 would be just regular green and stuff, you know. Charles Aznabel would be red. Well, it's not exactly red, but this is animation color, by the way. It's not exactly red, but it's more like orange red. I don't know how to describe the color, but it's kind of like that. But then I changed the color to that. and give the pipe a silver color there. So yeah, all the pipe here is actually silver color. Yeah, moving on to the backpack, I think this is the only parts that is not from Universal Century. Oh wait, the shield is also not from the Universal Century. This one is from Strike Noir. This is the backpack, which you have an option to use a a twin linear gun, which as you can see there is the end of the barrel there. Or you can use the Fragrance 3 beam blade, which is actually that ball looking thing, which you can detach by the way, and you can slash your enemy with that thing with a beam saber on top of that. So yeah, those are that. And then the shield, I can either pick up a Wing Falcon and Shield Bash because I'm using the Wing Shield, well obviously from Gundam Wing. And I try to replicate what is it? A skull looking on the Wing Shield, which by accident, not really by accident, but when I found out the placement is kind of like that, oh, this can be look like a, you know, a skull, an antler skull, or antelope skull, something like that, deer skull, pretty similar. So yeah, and also added more crossbone looking thing. That's from actually that crossbone looking thing is from H2 Darkhound. So yeah, and then of course the builder props is actually on the head, which is I'm using the crest antenna from Berzam, and it's actually reversed because it's positioned the other way around by 180 degree. Instead of going like that, it should be goes like downward, like a kukri, you know, something like that. And this thing doesn't do much aside from slightly increase range, maximum lock on distance, and decrease the range gauge. But that's about it. Like that, it doesn't really affect anything. Like seriously, builder parts doesn't affect much in this game, except from the one that actually affect your health. But most of them, it doesn't really affect anything because all of them are passive. Even the things that you can fire, it seems it's not even usable. It's just passive. So overall, we have a bunch of skills here. I set it up with the camera sensitive. Obviously, that's the only thing that it's there. It does help me with the minimap. And in case I want to search for something, for some of the rifle team player, like the target in certain mission, the diffuse mega particle cannon is just there because the body don't really use it that much because you'll be static when you're firing it and your enemy can just run away even when you get hit by this thing because the delay between hits is just too long for some reason. Hyperjammer is a stealth unit and it says that hide yourself from enemy cameras and radar for a short time, which actually makes you get ignored by everyone on the field, which is really good actually. I don't really like being ignored, but on battle I prefer to be ignored. Yeah. Anyway, the Zaku kick is a rather inconsistent skill because sometimes if you just above the ground a little bit, it immediately goes down. It's pretty much similar to Ground Shaker, but without the area of effect. This one has to directly hit your enemy, and it does deal 7,000 on level 6. And Fragment 3 Beam Blade, this one is also pretty good skill. It's a combo skill. It does help stopping your enemy and does quite a lot of damage, but it's a combo intensive weapon, so you will miss some in this game because they don't get staggered really easily in this game. Like most of the time, the only way you stagger your enemy is either using your normal beam shot, your normal beam blast, or just use the bazooka or something explosive. That's it. And maybe grab actually works as well to stop people from moving, because the stun in this game is not reliable. And we have shield bash for shield bashing. Yeah, we're just going to punch people with this shield. That's the overall build. And for the setting of the paint, as you can see there, I have 47 chipping and 100% damage. With 34% washing, that's why it looks pretty dirty, but that's just how it looks. And paint up the mono ivory thread, as you can see there. And as for the sticker position, if you want to know, this one is on the body, minus 48 on Y, and 100% scale. This one obviously on the shield, 100% scale. That's about it, really, because I want it to be at least visible from afar, like this far. Yeah, just look at how visible that is. And finally, we have the one from here. This is the Neo Zeon skill. There you go. And it's like that. So that's pretty much it, really. Overall, most of the coloring is just white, black, and gray. That's about it. Like, there's nothing else there. Alright, let's show you how it performed on the battle. Oh yes, there it is. Would you look at that beast? I love it. I love how evil that mono eye looks. I mean, I know Zaku always associated with being the villain unit, and this is no exception. And I do like it. Like, the silhouette is very good. It's pretty huge for 144 thanks to the body and black. Black is actually pretty high. The one that makes it even look higher is actually the backpack. But yeah, as you can see, we have a beam, a special beam shot, like that would be like this. That's normal press. Usually that's only available on dual weapon, and it does a lot of damage at one time. As you can see, the shot almost dead. It's gone. But yeah, and then we have the special beam blast, which is like this. That one is ridiculous, as you can see there. Oh, we have shield dash now. As you can see, we can just move around. And then we have the Fragranch Beam Blast. Beam Sword, I mean. And yes, it's a pretty good combo weapon, but on the air, it's not that great either. And yes, as you can see, I still can hit the one on my far left there. This thing is very good. Like, give me some arm, please. The arm is really fragile, even though it has a lot of defense. So it's just kind of unfortunate. But yeah, as you can see, the skill is already filled up again, right? That's just how fast it is to fill it back up. It's ridiculous. And the booster is only on the lag, but it looks really nice because it's make it look like it's just a glider. I do like how the looks of this is, but I need to find my burst up real quick. Because I lost the arm, I want to at least unlock the arm, just so I can show you that when it goes stealth, it's actually pretty awesome. Alright, camera sensor is up, come on. And yeah, now I have this. Yeah, but the range on this thing is really short. Alright, I almost died there. Ow. Yeah, please kill it. Oh yes, there we go. That's a nice kill there. Almost died. And then as you can see, my skill is ready again. As you can see there. That's just how quick this thing is cooled down. Ooh, that's not good. I need to get some HP now. But yeah, it's just that good. Where's the enemy? Just activate that. Now I know where everyone is. That's just how nice to have that camera sensor, to be honest. Even though it's not that useful in terms of damaging, that's useful to find where is your enemy location are. Alright, there's the hyper jammer, right? As you can see there. When I go hidden, it looks really awesome on high effect, by the way. Like, this guy is chasing me, right? As you can see there. Now, it won't chase me anymore. And there is some distortion around the area, and as you can see, when it gets distortion, it's just there. And I can refill it immediately again with that. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's the problem. You cannot stagger people with this thing. I just stop chasing my friend, please. And as you can see, that's how it looks when there is an enemy there. But yeah, Beam Saber and Booster still can be seen. So it's not a complete not actually a complete stealth, but people cannot notice it, and that means people cannot really aim at you at all, I think. Never really think about it. But yeah, as you can see, it was trying to chase me before. Now it doesn't even try to think about that I was just him a few seconds ago. Come on, come back here. And yes, that's the Mega Particle Cannon there. Doesn't do much. I mean, it does damage, but that's about it. Come on. It doesn't even try to ignore me right now. What the hell? Now it's chasing me. Even the player enemy would just stop aiming at me. It's just that weird, alright. There we go. Yeah, it just works. Like, you will get ignored immediately. And I like that in battle. I mean, I don't like it if it's just normal situation, but in battles, I prefer to be ignored in the battlefield and do my own thing, hopefully. Oh, the enemy boss is already spawned, finally, about damn time. Yeah, but as you can see, that's just how much damage that I can do with this thing. Anyway, let's just go up and fight the Archangel. Thing is, this is a melee based, and fighting Archangel with a fighting boss in this game with melee based unit is not the greatest. Well, I mean, it's not the greatest thing to do because how janky the mechanic is in this game, but I can make it work usually. What is it? It's already firing at someone there. I just make a particle cannon now. And then I can just recapture immediately again like that. Just a lot more damage, to be honest, with that. Use it again. Oh no. Woo! Not this time, buddy. That's just the frag ratch beam sorted. Just a lot of damage when doing attack. So, ow! That's just that. You're not the only one who can do it. Ow! I died. I almost killed it though. Almost. But yeah, oh my god, the spawn point is terrible. And then I want to kill the Archangel. That'll be a nice compensation. It's pretty fun though. Yeah, the thing about this game is the map is too wide for multiplayer, for just a 10 minutes battles, and you don't even discover every single area most of the time. Not that it's always nice to have, but you know, it just helps. And you do a lot more damage with the charge shots than the skill, which usually a rare case. I mean, it does do enough. Oh, just in time to kill it. Ow. Does it drop anything? It does drop quite a bunch. And a lot of new parts here. Mostly Kimari's parts and Kimari's booster backpack. That's nice. But yeah, as you can see, that's just how strong this thing can be. It's more of a spam unit and actually can do boss fight with a normal weapon, which is not usually the case with most of the weapon in this game. But it does work with this thing. It's just awesome. And as you can see, the silhouette is really good from your teammate. Like, it's standing out really well. And well, not like you can see it in the multiplayer, but it does stand out if you put it side by side with the other gunpla. The silhouette is very good, and it does looks really mean. So yeah, what do I got? Booster, H normal, and the goof backpack. That's the first time I got it apparently. Wow, okay. Okay. Overall, this suit is really good in terms of spammability and being annoying. And not to mention, it has the hyper jammer, which making sure you cannot be targeted by anyone at all. And it is very good when you're fighting AI. Not sure about against player because, well, the multiplayer is practically dead unless you have a friend to play it around. But overall, the utility on this thing is really good. You can detect your enemy, you can hide your presence, and all the weaponry is actually pretty good. Like the tri-blade there, it's really nice. The Fragwatch 3-blade, even though there is only 2. The beam Zenber is pretty okay, but the beam crossbow is, oh boy, that's really good. Like, it will hit multiple enemies, it can use multi-shot, and usually you don't want to use your beam blast, but in this weapon configuration, right here, the crossbow, you want to use the beam blast because it's the easiest way to conserve your ammunition on this thing. Because if you use just normal shot, it's really wasteful most of the time. But yeah. What else? Yeah, the Zaku kick actually pretty nice in terms of damaging, but I couldn't really show you because didn't unlock it. And the shield is pretty decent if you can get really close because it's just a shield bash. You want to have the shield charge if you want, or just another skill that actually can chase your enemy. The shield bash doesn't really do much. So yeah, overall a really lovely unit, a really mean unit, and you really want to create one of these, you can replicate it with my build. But of course, don't play freedom, just build what you like. Alright everyone, Shikai Hokan here, reporting for the end of the world, the video. Hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you like it, feel free to activate that like button. If you want to see more of my content, you can put a mark on my head with that subscribe button. And lastly, any kind of support and feedback would be really appreciated. So, thanks for watching, and remember, I'm keeping my eyes on you. Keep on living, buddy.